We'll take a quick break from the 53rd running of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. We'll be right back.
A frustrating start for the number 31 Action Express car. Max Papis brought the car into the pit lane early on, complaining of steering problems. They put him back out onto track, but the car has had to come back in. The mechanics working away, but of course all of the time that the car spends here in the garage, it's losing time on the track.
And time certainly was lost on the track as well. After losing 17 laps, the car is finally in a position to be able to be pushed back out of the garage and onto the circuit. Lost a lot of time, down something like 16th in its class and in 51st position out of 53 cars in the race. It's not the work of a moment though, just to get the car out of the garage. The steering lock on these racing cars is so small that almost a 3-point turn has to be performed. But at least the car is back in the race and the drivers can keep on fighting, albeit with still over 22.5 hours of the race remaining.
We're now almost 4 hours into the 2015 Rolex 24 here at Daytona, and unlike Le Mans, this event has nearly 12 hours of darkness. That really challenges and tests the driver on this very difficult course.
The sister Action Express car also had to visit the garage. Nothing was wrong, so it was very quickly back on track.
We're only 7 hours into the 2015 Rolex 24, and in around about 30 minutes time, Phil Keen will be getting on board the number 31 Whelen car for the first time in his 24-hour race. Let's see how he gets on.
So with Phil Keen now behind the wheel, the car had brought itself up to 10th overall in the prototype class, still though with a chunk of work to do.
They've had a good run, Jamie.
They have. They were even leading this race. Now the pit stops have cycled through a little bit. They're down to third with Max Angelelli. But Jordan, what condition is the car in at the
A very, very busy Daytona circuit, and well, Phil Keen, all of that qualifying, all of that practice, all of that work done at the Roar before the 24, we can now ride on board and just see how physical these cars are as they head up onto the 31-degree banking and have to work their way through the slower traffic. Whilst the race still continues on circuit, there's still plenty going on off track too.
There's a great social side to the Rolex 24 at Daytona. The campsites are absolutely full, and Travis is a typical race fan. Travis, you've been coming to this race for years.
I have for about 17 years, and just always love hanging out with everybody. The cars, technology, and just kind of a party that a race happened to be at.
It's a proper carnival atmosphere. It looks as though you guys have come with everything for the weekend.
Very comfortable camping, but it's just whatever we can do to keep us entertained between watching the cars. We're going to head out and watch the fireworks in a little bit. We've been just walking around the pits and the garages, but just whatever we can do to hang out and pass the time for a little bit and have a good time.
Chris, a difficult start to the race for the number 31 car, but it's now making good progress.
No, absolutely. I mean, the guys did an amazing job getting it fixed as quickly as we could for as many bits as we had to put on. It wasn't through mechanical failure, unfortunately. It wasn't a human error or anything to point at. Unfortunately, it was one of those electrical gremlins that cropped up. To be safe, we changed everything in the steering system, the rack. Once the boys got that done and got the car back out, it's been pretty much flawless since then. Great stint from Max Pappas, a great stint from Eric. A little bit impressed with Phil Keen. Phil's instantly up to speed. He's continually impressed on cold tires. It's a bit of a trick in this series, especially this time of the night, to get in the car, to head out, and to get up to speed. That's really where you can make a bit of time. Phil was up to speed right away, and he's consistently stayed there. He went out on scrub tires his first stint, with the advantage of him being warm, and went back out. Now he's on his second stint with new tires and doing very well. That's when he made his big push on the cold tires. He's able to keep pace, even though unfortunately laps down. Still early in the race, we're not giving up by any means, but he's able to keep pace and stay in front of the race leaders. Of course, playing smart, make sure that we don't impede our teammate who's trading the lead at the moment, but the pace that we've got, if anyone else suffers the same fate, we'll still be in the hunt for a podium. You never know. Long ways to go yet.
Well, Phil Keen's pace is not disappointing the Action Express team. On old tyres, he set the fastest time at the wheel of the number 31 car so far, and the 6th fastest time we've seen in a race. Phil's still behind the wheel. His stint, though, is shortly to end. Phil, the end of your first stint, and with the lap times you were putting in, you must have felt very comfortable in the car.
Yeah, I mean, the car's running really well. Everything seems to be running to plan. It's just a shame we broke down this morning. Otherwise, I think we'd be on the lead lap and pushing. So it's a shame, but you know, the guys did a great job to get the car back out, and the car feels brilliant. So, you know, no complaints.
On old tyres, not many laps into your stint, you set the fastest time in that car so far, and for much of the stint we're lapping faster than the race leaders.
Well, you know, Action Express and Sunoco and Whelen do a good job with the car and everything, so, you know, it makes it a lot easier.
You brought the car home still in a good position. There's still a long way to go in the race.
Yeah, there is, so just get our heads down and see where we end up.
Great first stint, Phil, well done.
Cheers, thank you.
The pit crew worked tirelessly all the way through the night to ensure the car keeps running, only stopping for a rest in between pit stops.
Well, the temperatures may have dropped overnight here at the Rolex 24, but they're starting to climb now that the sun is beginning to rise, and that's exactly what the number 31 car has done overnight. Phil Keen and the team on board have brought the car inside the top 12, and Phil is about to get behind the wheel for the second time here at Daytona. Despite the difficulties for the number 31 Action Express car, the sister car, number 5, with 10 minutes to go, has just moved itself into second place overall in the race. Sebastian Bourdais, under the safety car, has gained a place. They've made it to the podium. They just need to hang on to that position for the final 10 minutes.
After more than 23.5 hours of grueling and demanding racing, the final flag came down to just a 4-lap dash to the finish line as the number 2 Corvette DP Chip Ganassi car held off the number 5 Action Express car, with the number 10 Wayne Taylor racing car taking 3rd. The Whelen car came 5th in class, which moved up to 4th after the final results were announced. What a result, despite the early issues with the car.
Phil Keen, after the difficulties for the team in the first hour and a half, coming home 5th in class must feel like you've won the race.
Well, you know, it's just good to get to the finish, and the car ran faultlessly. It's just a shame a part like that fails. It's nothing outside the team sort of, you know, they don't really have any input or say on that part. It's just a standard part, so it's just a great shame really, because I think we could have been up there, you know.
You could see the emotion on the team when you clambered out of the car, and I heard some very, very kind words said to you by Max Papis.
Yeah, so, you know, everyone's been really good to me.
This guy's good. He's really good. I hope I will have him with me in other races here in Daytona. Really deserve, and Phil, I'm really, really impressed. You know, like you deserve another opportunity, and you drove like a veteran, a great champion.
Some wonderful words.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of coming from Max, you know. So it was, you know, it's just a great event, and it's good to be part of it and finish, you know. So fingers crossed we'll come back next year.
Sonny, I heard Phil say that he couldn't do it without your support, but Sunoco couldn't do the challenge without your support, and I hope that we've brought along a very, very quick driver this weekend to assist you and the team.
You certainly did. I couldn't be happier. I mean, Phil did his job out there, kept his head down and stayed out of trouble, and had some real fast laps, so it couldn't really be better as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that wraps up the 2015 Sunoco Whelen Challenge here at Daytona. An intriguing event that brings out the best in young drivers coming through British and European motorsport. Watch us for the Sunoco Whelen Challenge in 2016.
Good job.